Hey, how y'all doing? This your Wednesday guy, Khaiden here, and pretty much my video is going to be about like a recap of the past 2 weeks. I just wanted to let y'all know I'm kind of still getting over my cold, so y'all can just bear with me. I am on like a few meds. I took me some NyQuil like a couple minutes ago, just because I'm starting to get like all icky in the head and stuff from my sinuses or whatnot. But yeah, so like the first topic that the bros covered a couple, I think it was 2 weeks ago, was the forgiveness topic, and it was one of the topics that I definitely was looking forward to because it's something that I'm currently like trying to get like settled due to the fact that I am currently working on it. One of the things that I noticed like pre-T versus like post, like not I wouldn't say post because I have a few things that I want to knock off of my transgender checklist, I guess, like top surgery and bottom surgery and stuff like that. But like before, I noticed like my like forgiveness was like one of the things that I like gave to anybody. It was like, and it doesn't matter what it was, the severity of the situation, even sometimes the people who didn't even deserve it. I was just always that like super forgiving person, just because I was a huge people pleaser. Like one of the things that I know for a fact, that was one of the things that I definitely noticed about myself. Like once I started going to therapy, like he broke down a lot of things for me and put it into perspective, which was really like helpful because if you're like in the middle of doing something, you're not gonna notice you're doing it until like somebody else point it out sometimes. And with transitioning, I'm starting to notice a lot of differences between myself before and then myself now. Just because like it was like really bad. It was like really bad. Like one of the things that I remember while when going to like my I don't think it was my first therapist. I think it was my second therapist that I got when I came back to New Orleans. I think Bobby Kaiser. It was Dr. Bobby Kaiser, and I went there because I had like one more therapy session until I can get prescribed hormones. So I went there. We started talking, and he was like, tell me about yourself. And we started talking, and then I asked him, I was like, so, how does the process work about me getting like a letter? Because at that time, you had to get a letter from a therapist or your like primary care doctor who says they noticed certain things, and then that letter had to include like gender dysphoria, which is an upcoming topic that I think the guys just recently talked about. So we can talk about that as well. But like it had to include certain things. So like when I went to that therapy session with him, he literally broke down a few things that I was doing. He was like, because I would ask him like, "What's the process?" And he was like, "I don't know the process. Like, you tell me the process. Like, what's the process for you to get hormones?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, what do I have to do?" And he was like, um, which I knew I had to go to therapy. Is just like with him, I didn't because each therapist like they're different. Like some you have to go like 4 sessions. Some will give you it like the very first session. So I didn't know what the process was. And like after talking to him for like 3 hours, like literally, it was he asked me at the end of it, was like, "Are you the type of person that like people pleases and stuff?" Because I always act like everything he was asking me, I was asking him, "Well, how do you feel about this, or what do you think, or yada yada yada." And it was just like something I started noticing that I like once I was like, "I'm not a people pleaser. I don't do that." Like it was just one of those things where I was just like, I'm not that type of person. I'm gonna find out. Started post transitioning, like after started hormones. That's something that like severely changed, where I was just like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Like I say no a lot, way like a lot now, too much, way too much. Sometimes, even if I like want to do something, and then sometimes I'm just like, nah, I don't feel like doing it, and I'll just be like that. Like before, I used to be like, even if I didn't want to do it, I'd be like, yeah, I'll do it, yeah, yeah. And I might, and it may be coming off as I don't want to do it. I would just be like, yeah. And if they'd be like, you like, do you really truly want to do it? I'd be like, yeah, 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 I'll do it, yeah, yeah, yeah. And now it's just like, if I don't want to do something, I'd be like, nope, nah. And then, like, another thing is, like, it led to a lot of um, my insecurities, like forgiving people who shouldn't have been forgiven, just because it was just like I'm always forgiving people that don't deserve to be forgiven. However, when it comes down to situations with me, nobody's forgiving me. And like I started holding that grudge over um, certain people and certain individuals, which I'm learning to like let that go and learn just to forgive people, not for them but for myself, just because it weighs on. I'm the type of person that weighs on me, so it was just like it was just too much. It was like way too much that I was holding on to, and like now it's just like some things are just like whatever, like whatever about it. And then like certain things now, like depending on the severity of it, I'm just like no, like I'm not. I just can't. I just can't until like something happens. I won't be able to forgive that person, or like now just like it depends. It really truly depends. Like the severity of a situation really does play a huge role in me forgiving somebody or not. But however, the next topic is that guys just recently covered was gender dysphoria, and I realized, well, gender dysphoria for me was like something really different. It was not where I was like, oh, I'm ashamed of this, or oh, I'm ashamed of that, and I was outwardly like saying it. Like everything with me was like very subliminal. Like I would always like pull at my shirt, or I would always. I sometimes still do it. Not as much as I used to, but sometimes I still do it. What's another thing I used to do?
Hunch your back.
Huh?
Hunch your back over.
Oh yeah, I used to hunch my back over,
and posture to hide it.
Yeah, I used to
Sorry.
do the. You good? Want to be on camera? No. No. Yeah, I used to like hunch myself like my back over and like another example, going to therapy sessions with Dr. Bobby Kaiser. He noticed that he was like when I first sat down like this. Like I always used to sit like this, just to hide, hide the sisters. It is what it is. To hide the sisters, and I kind of, once going to therapy with him one time, I just was just like, yep, it's time to, it's it's time to start transitioning. It's definitely time. One of the things that I would say for some of the guys and how I would help like give advice to actually getting over gender dysphoria, I would be like consult a therapist, or if you have an LGBT center like in your area, I would definitely go, because you'll be surrounded by people who are going through the same things or some of the similar things that you are going through. Definitely, I would go to your local LGBT center. Another thing I would do is I would get down and I'm the type of person where now I try to like go to the root cause of something. So like now I'm starting to be like super hyper dysphoric sometimes about my top, depending on situations. Like for the most part, I'm like whatever, and then like some days it'll just really like hit where I'm just like I'm looking at surgeons, I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking about that, which I have been thinking about getting top surgery. It's just now it's like a main focus, just because I feel like I'm about to graduate, so I'm just like, okay, next thing is after I graduate is I wanted to get top surgery. So it's like one of those things that I'm kind of like checking off of my list. Um, Another thing is to stay proactive and stay around things that make you happy. So like if you're around like certain family members, or if you're around a spouse, or just in a situation that is like negative on your mental health, I would try to the best of your ability, to exclude those things for a short period of time while you're trying to get everything situated. That's just me. That's what I would do. Just because that way you have a clear thought process, and you're able to say, okay, well, this is what is starting to bother me. How about I work on that? How about instead of me, what's something I did? Trying to think. Instead of me trying to think.
You research different binders.
Yeah, like research different binders, but I would say something along the lines where sometimes I would, I would set a goal for myself, like, oh, at the end of the day, I'm gonna look at a few other surgeons. Even though I know the one surgeon I want to go to, I'll look at other options just to see what other doctors and how other doctors like perform the surgery. But for the most part, I already know who I'm going to just because I've looked at other surgeons and like even if some guys be like, oh, you should check so and so, I'll look at the surgeon. But even comparing the surgeons, I was just like, I want to go with Dr. Guerrero. I don't know. I
I said binders because once you started to wear them more and they hid your chest and you were truly able to wear the outfits that you
oh
wanted to
yeah,
wear,
yeah,
it exhibited more confidence and it helped with your dysphoria. That's why I said
yeah,
that.
yeah. But also too, like starting T2, if that's the case, because like now
But
I can fit in.
before pre T, that would help with confidence because at one point you wouldn't even wear the clothes. You would wear baggy t-shirts and sweatpants everywhere you went because you hated to wear your outfits because you didn't feel confident in them.
But I
So
also gained like I was like 40 pounds bigger.
because you were so insecure,
I was eating.
just like girls who go through stress and eat a pint of ice cream,
Oh,
the same thing.
I don't eat as much now. I just eat. I eat what I was about. I
You're
was
also
like
very active. You wake up early in the morning, you go to bed late at night, and you're always moving around. So you eat. Oh no, you eat. You move around a lot. You're active.
I was busy before. I was busy before. It's different because
Yeah,
females
but
carry
you
their
would
weight different.
right, and you would lay on the couch and eat with me. Now you're like,
I'm not eating no ice cream. I don't want ice cream right now. Yeah, changes. I love it. Yeah, because like most of the time, like you don't even realize that. Like for me, even when I'm dysphoric, crack jokes all the time. It's like one of those things where you just be like, oh yeah, I'm not sad, but yeah, I'm enjoying my
you
life.
need somebody to pull you out of your phone.
Yeah, I was like surround yourself. Even if like I even tell like certain people like always like you can contact any one of the brothers on the brotherhood definitely. Like we all put our personal social medias up. There've been guys when I talk about certain topics that hit me up and let me know, and we have conversations about it and help them with certain things and stuff like that. So always use your fellow trans bros. Trust me, like it definitely because like it's one of those things where you can have conversations with one another and you're going to like you may not fully understand you because situations may be slightly different. However, we kind of have that same kind of like connection with certain things because it's like okay, you've been through this and I'm trying to get over this hump. Oh, you've been through that. Like, what would you suggest? Kind of like that thing. Definitely use resources, guys. Definitely use resources. Especially if, they're willing to, like, help and assist. But, I'm about to go to bed. I, have a few things. I have class in the morning, so, I have to get up early and drive from New Orleans to Baton Rouge. But yeah, once again, it's your Wednesday guy. I'm trying to have this video up in as soon as possible. Y'all kind of like finally met Janae. She spoke. She didn't want to be in the video. Soon, because I definitely want to put out some engagement photos we took. They were nice. I can't wait to show people them pictures. But yeah, I'll see y'all next week.